3, 2, 1. All right, welcome to season 1, episode 7 of the Super Friends podcast. I am your host, the Horace, joined by the all-star cast that I call my brothers. Super Mario 561, Z-Boy, the ladies man, and
Fitness fundamental.
Zabo.
Our brother.
Zabo.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, I deal with that. I am tonight's host. So first, I want to start off this show. I want to say I'm happy to see y'all guys. I really wanted to do a show earlier this week, but hey, man, so much going on. We're all professionals. So right off the bat, instead of doing a commercial, I want to actually read off a word from one of our sponsors. All right, this is one of our sponsors, Bill's Fish Chips and Insurance. Bill said he wants to apologize to everyone for last week. Seafood is a risky business. He didn't know the fish was bad. Bill said this week, if you buy 3 fish sandwiches, the 5th one is free.
Good looking out, Bill.
Yeah,
man. Bill.
Heard a lot of people got sick, Bill. I'm something about that goddamn mullet. All right. I'm going to start the show asking a question, and I'm going to answer it for the ladies. Why are women single? Is the question, and the answer is the hypocrisy that women have. The main reason, and this is coming from Horace Towns, which is my opinion, and I receive hate mail at my last name and Gmail. I'm going to say that the main reason that most women are single is because the character of the man they want is not in the body shape they want, and the guy they all lust for has 49 other women wanting them too. So please tell me, I'm interested if anyone has any objections. But that's the problem. Everybody say they want this guy, the guy they dreams, but the guy they dreams don't have the body that they want him in. Please tell me I'm wrong. I'm going to Chris first.
Look, here's the thing. I'm not a woman. I've never spent a day as a woman, so I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. But what I would say is I would go with what I hear women say. And a lot of them say they're single by choice. Now, I tend to believe that. I just think they left off the S. They're single by choices. They're single by the choices that they make. You can't go through your bum dating phase for a decade and then all of a sudden want to get into this great, responsible, amazing man. You're not even prepared for that. You don't even understand the dynamics it takes to cater to that man, to nurture that man. You've been in the bum phase for a long time. So that's a level of respect that you have to have for just men, period. So you can prepare yourself for that. So again, I'm not a woman. I have no idea why they're single. It could be the choices they make, or it could be just we don't want their ass.
I'm going to Zabo, the ladies man. It's right up your alley.
Yes. So I feel that a lot of women are single by choice. A lot of them are single by force too, but a lot of them are single by choice. And the choice are the decisions that they make, as far as, like you said, looking for a certain body type, or hairstyle, or income earning potential, and they're not willing to settle or to see what God got on the table for them. It may not come in the rapper that you're looking for, but it's for you, baby. It's for you. Trust me. But
Hard boy, bring it home.
I'm gonna have to piggyback off Zay and Chris and agree with them, especially Chris. I've never been a woman, never planned on being one. But I want to say this. I think me having conversations with women over the years, and I like to say I have a lot of friends who are women over the years who, we talked about this a lot in our conversations. And I always come up to, I understand what you're saying, Horace, but at the end of the day, you got to be real with who you're attracted to, because attraction is a part of the formula that has to make forever. Because you can't not be with somebody when you're not attracted to them forever. So I think it's their patience and they willing to be committed to forever. Because I say this, if you get a guy and he's 8 of the things on your list in a body, or he has ambition, but he hasn't quite went there yet, and he's almost there yet. So then you got to ask yourself, what kind of helpmate are you? Because your whole purpose is to be a helpmate. So you should be looking for somebody who's perfect. You should be looking for somebody who just need a little bit of help, and then y'all get to the promised land. So I think a lot of times people just want a perfect man. I agree with that. But then the second thing is, I think sometimes people look at other people men, and they try to, I want him or that. Well, I can't get me one of those. You know what I'm saying? When really you don't understand what they're going through behind closed doors. You don't understand what she did to prepare herself to get one of those. For one, because one thing I learned about women, they don't hold each other accountable and don't tell each other the whole truth. So a lot of times she's not saying, hey, I'm doing this, and this, and he this, and this. She might paint that picture of this beautiful man and this beautiful woman, and I don't gotta do this when she really busting her butt and she's really being the best woman she could be, but she's not telling you that.
Right.
All right.
You know one thing, Hard. Just my bad. Before we get up off of this, because I had this conversation with a close friend of mine who was talking about that, and she tends to think that women have standards that they set themselves to that they feel like men feel are too lofty as far as goals, but I feel like if you're looking for a certain something, you're going to have to compromise. That's what a relationship is all about. But if you come in guns blazing, set on a certain thing, and you're not getting that right off the bat, I think right back to what I said, you're making that choice that you want to be single, not necessarily that man isn't living up to the part that you need, but that you're not even giving yourself a fair shot.
Well, I say this, you don't. I never tell nobody to lower their standards, right? So I'm gonna never say that. All I'm gonna say is this: if you want a job that everybody wants, and you come in there, you got to first look at your resume and say, do I qualify? Then you got to say, what's going to stand out? What's going to make me stand out for all the other applicants? And then you got to say, are you ready for that job? And all this entails. That's all I'm going to say. Because a lot of people want that $100,000 job, but they don't want to work on weekends. They don't want to work 50 hours a week. They haven't went to college. They haven't got a master's degree. They don't have no trade. They haven't worked in the field. But all they see is the money. Just like the man, they all see the money. They don't know that he's working 2 jobs. They haven't went on a date in 3 months. He leave his shoes by the door. He don't cook. They don't see that. They just see the outfit. So I always say a lot of times you got to understand what we're gonna go back to the beginning again. Your non-negotiables and your negotiables. You got to be real right with yourself on what you bring to the table. Because then you can always demand what you bring. I'm gonna say that. But if you don't bring that, then you're just looking for a handout, if you ask me.
Okay, well, going to the second topic, which was a conversation that Chris put on this week's agenda, the cultural usage of the B word. And I would just like to start off by defending myself and saying that I am from South Florida, and that has been a part of our language. So I want to apologize to people, because growing up, even talking to you guys, that is something that I ain't gonna say I have a problem with. That's how we talk. I see it a lot. Hey, my uncle was JT Money. So that was one of the first words that I learned coming up, right? So when I see y'all, I might say, but our issue tonight is the offense that people have with it, but you see it being celebrated. Well, you see the new era talking about, the city girls, chicks talking to each other. But I will let Mr. Chris elaborate on that. Take us home, Chris.
Okay, the B word. Now, me myself, I also use it. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that I want to ban the B word, because I do think that that it exists. Now, you and I may not be able to, because I was having this conversation with a female. We may not be able to agree about the definition, but we can agree about the existence of the word. So what I want to say is this: as for men, we need to monitor the way we use it. As far as we can't ever refer to all women as the B word or the H word, or B or H. We need to stop focusing on calling a group of women that we have no knowledge of B's and H's. I'll give you an example. There's been times where we done went to the club and some of my homeboys get in there first. And we call them and say, hey man, how that thing looking? And the first thing out their mouth is, boy, ain't nothing but B's and H's in here. It's a bunch of B's and H's in here. Now, technically, he could be right. But you cannot assume that all of them are B's and H's. So we need to monitor the way we use the word. We can't use it calling all women B's and H's, and we can't use it calling a group of women B's and H's that we have no idea who's the characteristic or the dynamic of that group. Now, I also want to talk about how we use it, like as far as men. I think that luckily for us, we have Plies as a South Florida artist, and he's given us a hyphen of the word, a hybrid of the word of B-I-H. So now you can say it like that, but honestly, we need to look at the way we use it. I'm calling another grown man a B. Like, man, that'd be crazy. Hey, man, that bit came over here. We calling another grown man a B, which is, I'd like to think that's sort of feminine energy. So I don't want to ban the word altogether, but we do need to monitor the way we use it. That's all I got.
Hardy. I'm going to Hardy first. And then I'm going to Zabo, the ladies' man.
Hey, I'm gonna agree with Chris. You see, and Tootie. Well, let me start by saying this. Being from Florida, you just heard it used so regularly. You never really. Sometimes I didn't even know I was using it. So when I moved to Atlanta and I started working around people from different places, I got into a bunch of, hey, bro, what you say? I said, oh man, I'm bad. Then people like, oh, he from Florida. It's just a Florida thing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like. Then you know me being who I am, like, man, oh, bro, what you know what I'm saying? But it was uncalled for because really I'm not even knowing I'm saying it and I'm saying it. But that's just how you use it down there, which is a bad thing, but it's just so frequent. And I agree with Chris, but one thing I'm gonna say is men use it for so many different ways and it's still wrong. See, I'm a advocate of if it's wrong, it's wrong. Just because I do it, that don't make it right. So we talking about wrong or right, calling anybody a bitch is wrong. I'm gonna just say the word. I don't know if we can, but I'm gonna say it. Call anybody a bitch is wrong. But the way I use it, and I'm trying to stricken it out of my vocabulary daily, because me and my wife was working on it. Because I sometimes, that's what I'm saying, I just use it and don't even know using it. I think you should never call a woman that. I don't care if her and her friend are calling each other bitches all over the room. I think you should never say that. I think a man should never tell a woman that. I don't care how comfortable you get. That should be a word. That's like the N-word. It should never be used by certain people. I feel like that should be never used to women because it's just nothing good can come from that. So that's just how I feel about that word.
Right here.
But here's the thing. Just like the N-word,
right?
There is N-words and there are B's. So that's why I say I don't want to ban it, but they do exist.
But you got to mean it. I'm saying you got to mean it for this in all intensive purposes when you say it to a woman. It can't be like you said, oh, them bitches and hoes over there. You can't say that to a woman. Yeah. You got to be derogatory, meaning full-fledged coming at her when you call her that. Because she can assume it's that every time. That's all I'm saying. Now, if you mean it, then y'all, that's a whole different situation. But you know how sometimes we be like, damn, bitch. And then next thing you know, she like, what you just said?
Happen, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You don't want to do that.
Well, listen, I'm coming to Zay, but I will say this. First, I agree with you. You never call a woman that. Even though women call each other, oh, you're a pretty bitch, bad bitch, oh, I love that bitch, all day, every day, right? And I think there's only two people right now that I just have to get the fade. There's only two women I know that I really have to use the word to describe because I hate them that much. But going to Zay, go ahead.
All right, well, coming to the forefront, I'm going to say this. As being the ladies' man, you shouldn't use the word bitch. I'm just going to be honest to you. And I'm a father of a princess, so I try to refrain from it. However, we did grow up listening to Uncle JT, and he had a lot of influence on us. So the B word does fly around very prevalently. I won't lie to you. I've gotten myself, like you said, Mario, into situations or debacles with individuals because I wasn't thinking nothing about it, and I'm just like, yeah, bitch, whatever. And now they stink with me, and you know what I'm saying, over a word, and I'm like, that's wild, bro. I don't mean nothing by it. You from here just like I am. Like Chris said, Plies did give us an abbreviated version of it. So, you know, it's biz this and biz that, you know, with no recourse. However, You can be talking to a female. I have 2 female best friends, and we fly it off to each other all the time. It's because we're comfortable in that setting. However, like you said, you can't get your timing wrong and say it, don't mean anything by it, and get yourself into an altercation with a female. You really don't want to do that. So the second way I'm gonna say look at this is 2 women, you got to be mindful too. Because if you're running around and you calling yourself bad bitch, pretty bitch, you feel me? We're only inclined to do the same thing. Boy, you know who that is. That's what they call, the bad bitch. Oh yeah, okay. So we start to identify with you the way that you are presenting yourself too. So don't put all the blame on the man. Kind of hold accountability like we've been talking about from the beginning, and mind your own speech before you try to sweep around somebody else's front door. That's all I got to say about that. And I don't know everything.
I ain't gonna say too much, but I will say that it tends that the Lord gives the girls to the players. I had 3 boys. Yeah, I had to see that in there.
That's how you coming this evening?
Oh man, got my vest on. Listen, going right into the second topic because it flows and it goes. Last week, the topic is what shapes the stigma of the angry black woman. Last week there was outrage because 50 Cent made a statement last week that was irresponsible, I said, but many men agree that it has some validity to it. Then the girl Tahiri or something, she publicly aired a guy out, said he was the brokest dude she had ever met, blah blah blah. But the question was, what shapes the stigma of the angry black woman? How does it have any validity to it? And should we even be discussing it, or we should be downplaying it? Who wants to go first?
Can I take that one first?
Okay, well, go ahead, sir.
All right.
And then I'm coming to Hardy.
There you go. Okay, no problem. Well, I think with the stigma of the angry black woman, I really don't think that it's a fair stigma. Reason being is a lot is put on the black woman. I've been looking at this, and they take a lot. And I think that the minute that they get to express themselves, they're regarded as boisterous. They're regarded as having an attitude. And don't get me wrong, before you ladies applaud too much, some of you are. But what the man has to realize is that your characteristic? You know what I mean? Is that who you are at heart, or are you putting on? Because if you're putting on, then you are right. You need to get that stigma of the angry black woman. Because what are you so angry about? But if you're not, and that's just who you are at heart, then that person has to recognize who they're dealing with, I believe, before they put that classification on that woman. Again, like I say, they deal with a whole lot, so their outlet is different. Guys may punch a wall, go blow some steam, go to the gym, play basketball. That woman is going to become very person. She's gonna be loud. She's gonna be even she's not gonna care. We know that because when women get mad, that's what happened. And then I think it's a catch-all for some men when they don't understand that woman to just classify her as, oh, you're an angry black woman, and I don't think that's fair to them. I'm gonna take that route with it.
Hardy.
Well, see, let me start by saying this. I don't believe that every black woman is angry, but right now, when you make that statement, it's a percentage. So I don't believe it's 100% of nothing, but I believe it's a good amount, enough that people can continuously make that statement. And I think it's because of the accountability. Because I agree with Zay. Black women go through so much from the beginning of the time, and they still do. That's the reason. But that doesn't negate that it's still a fact that most of you are angry. And I think once we start crossing that bridge and say, you know what? Let me make it a mindful thought every day to smile a little more, to be a little more forgiving, to be a little more understanding as the day go by, then I think it'll prolong. Like right now, growing up in the hood, growing up in the ghetto, growing up or oppressed, how we go, just being black, period, you're going to be a little angry because it's not fair. It's probably 10 times not fair for you every day. So I had to make up in my mind so I wouldn't be an angry black man. I wouldn't be aggressive. I wouldn't be tough. I wouldn't go in a room looking like I want to kill everybody. That was stuff I had to work on. I didn't say, man, I'm not angry just because my mode went angry because I was giving off angry energy because that's what I was taught the way I grew up. So I think a lot of times the traumas of the hood have women angry and they don't even understand it. So I think sometimes if you just look at it and say, you might not be angry per se that day, but your whole body language, your attitude, and everything you're giving out say angry. So then if I don't know you enough to say that you're a good-hearted person, a sweetheart, anything like that, then next thing you know, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna label you as an angry black woman because I've already been hearing that anyway. So, and I think that's what black women get the bad rap on it. But I think they gotta take a little bit of accountability and say, I hear that's what they're saying about us, but I'm gonna be the difference. So when people meet a black woman, they can say, well, I don't know about that because I met Sarah or I met Ann or I met Tina. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do daily. I take on that thing and say, well, I'm gonna be a good dad. I know they say black men don't do this. I know they say this. I got a job. I know. So you can tear down stereotypes if you starts with you though.
It's a choice, my brother. I think you're absolutely correct when you say that. When it gets to that point where you feel like you're gonna become that angry black woman, ask yourself, is this the right depiction of myself that I want to portray? Or do I want to try and take the high road and show a person how I want them to be treated? As you know, we say we teach each other how to treat us. Well, if you act the part, they're gonna call you the part. That's my last bit to it, I think.
What I would say is this. I remember last show that we talked about this, and I really stayed out of the conversation because here's the thing. I think 50 Cent, with his level of status and celebrity and money, he's been able to come across far more black females than we have. And this is not a new thing. This is not something new that just came about. A lot of people say this. Now, so I think that it has to have some validity. But we could go back and forth on that, on reasons why. We could go back and forth on if it's true or not. What I suggest you guys do is this. This is for men and women. Talk to black women for the next week. Got to Monday to Sunday. Have conversations with black women, as many as you can. See, and on a daily basis, see how many times she used words like "I'm mad," "I'm pissed off," "I'm upset," "they tried me," "I'm about to cut somebody out." Just see for yourself and see how many times it's done. If it doesn't happen, cool. But just try it. Just try to have like honest conversation. Don't tell them that you're doing it. Just listen. Pay attention to how many times they want to cuss somebody out. They're mad about something that happened at work. They're pissed off. This for whatever reason. Because here's the thing. Everybody go through shit. Everybody go through shit. We make a choice on what emotion we try to come out. That comes out. That's a choice. We can choose whether we want to be pissed off about it or we can let that shit go. But I'm not going to debate whether it's true or not. I'm just going to put it on you. Take a consensus on what you're hearing come out of these black women's mouth. That's all I got.
That's it. I don't know. I feel like something's left there because, listen, I'm not going to say it's kind of cultural. I'm not going to say it's a trend, but it is a trend right now where I see a lot of people come off like that is the language. Yesterday, because it's in my Twitter feed, where the rapper gave the girl a new truck, a Lamborghini truck. In my mind, I'm like, you should have had that Negro buy you a apartment building that would pay for the truck. But hey, potato. But all of the comments in the feed were, "Oh yes, B. Oh girl. Oh that Uchi just got you a Lamborghini truck." And I'd be looking at the language, and I'm like, "Damn, like that is kind of rough to follow." But hey, neither here nor there. Going to the next topic, and this is a good one, and I want the ladies to chime in because wait a minute, I'll go back here. We have a comment where Zion Lee says black men need to listen more.
See?
Do we got a little cheese with all that wine?
Oh boy.
That's what I'm talking about right there. The accountability part.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm gonna hold my brothers to accountability and say that's what I say, and say that I tell us every day. We understood how it was a stigma of black men don't take care of their children. So I think all of us are putting a better foot forward to say, you know what? We're gonna be better fathers. I didn't say, hey, women don't take care of their kids too. I'm saying, like, at some point, you got to say, let me see if this is me. And if it's not me, it might be my sister, so let me help her. Rather than
fix her crime.
rather than blaming somebody else or pointing the finger at somebody else. Like, I think we need to look at each other first.
All right. This one here was based off a meme that we've seen this week. It was a video where a guy proposed to a woman and she publicly said no to his engagement proposal. Is the relationship over after a woman or man rejects your proposal? Mario, take me off.
Yes, 100%. It's over and never to return. Because, and I say that, and people are gonna say why, and I'm gonna say this. For one, I just got engaged and got married. So over those course of years and months, I was supposed to be learning my wife, right? So you're supposed to gauge her interaction with you to see if she's ready. Like, I asked questions, I seen what she thought about marriage. So you mean to tell me that you went and bought a ring, you went and did all this stuff, and then you still didn't know she didn't want to marry you? Then y'all on two different whole pages in life right now. Because if you can get down on your knee and somebody tell you no, either she told you no before, she wasn't ready, and a whole bunch of times before that, and you said, I'm going to do it anyway to put you on the spot, and you deserve for her ass to tell you no, or you just so lost and thought y'all was here and y'all here. Either way, y'all got to start all over and probably have to scratch their relationship. Because if I was to ever get on my knee and ask a woman to marry me, I'm pretty sure I already knew that she wanted to marry me. I just wanted to go pick out the ring. So if I was to do all of that and then she say no, I'm totally lost. Like, what the hell just happened here? So I just wasted a whole bunch of time because I'm thinking we going here, and apparently I was totally wrong. So yeah, I would have to just go on here about my business because I believe women tell you what they want over and over and over. So I couldn't hear it, and we speak in two different languages.
Well, I will say before I go to Chris, I had two phobias. One, I had a big phobia of marrying the wrong woman. Two, I had a phobia of proposing to a woman and she's saying no. Let's be honest, men and women, everyone has I can't say everyone because we had that one friend. People fear rejection. I had so much fear of being told no in the sense that I didn't have no big glorious proposal. You know how people get a party and they have all these people? I had something intimate. You know what I mean? Because instead, no, I would have threw everything in the ocean. But go ahead, Chris.
I say absolutely yes, it's over. I'll tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was this prince, and he wanted to marry this princess. So he got up the testicular fortitude to buy a ring and get on one knee and ask the princess to marry him. The princess said no, and he lived happily ever after. The end.
I know that.
Zay, what you got?
Oh, damn, Chris.
Man, listen, for me, without a shadow of a doubt, unequivocally, it is over. And I want women to understand this. I'm 100% with you, Mario, about if I get down on my knee. Let me tell you something about a man getting down on his knee. That shit already hard for it to happen. And I get down there and you do that, you better hope to God I don't come up with a because you played with me.
Violence is not the way, Zay. Violence is not the way.
And I'm sorry. I don't believe in hitting women.
Not condone domestic violence.
At all. We don't promote that ever. Boy, that's taking a lot. You hitting him real low. But again, like you said, Mario, it could be a situation where she's expressed this to you, and you just don't want to listen. You're gonna put her on the spot and force it. Yeah, she's gonna put you on the spot, and you're gonna look like a damn fool. But either way it go, it's a shame on you the first time. Second time, shame. It ain't gonna be no third. I can't do it. I can't even make the second one go down. So it would be an absolute no for me.
Well, listen, from one of our other affiliates, we stream on a few different channels. Tamiria says women wait on men to be ready for marriage all the time, though. Y'all aren't ever ready when we are.
No, absolutely not.
I don't know if she want to engage in that conversation for real.
Mario, what you say?
I say, because that's not the quote. That's not how it's supposed. Like right now, how I feel. This is just me. I'm not speaking for the show. I'm speaking for me. So that's my point. I believe women grow up imagining the fairy tale. I'm gonna get married and all that kind of stuff. I believe women start getting ready for marriage way earlier than a man do. So I believe a woman is probably gonna be ready before a man. That's my point. That's my point. I knew my wife was ready to be married years before I was. So that's why if I do the proper measures to become the man I am and get down on the knee and she still say no, that means I'm totally lost. That means I don't know what the hell just went on and I cannot continue.
Yeah, we're not even. You gotta think how we grow up. Like when women are young, they get baby dolls, they get easy bake ovens, they get just things that symbolize marriage. We get 2-seater Camaro cars. That's not a family. We get we got superheroes. Batman wasn't married. Superman ain't married. None of these guys are married. So we never get groomed to it. And let's think about the wedding itself. This shit ain't nothing until the bride get here. It's all about that. So to think that a man is excited, just gonna grow up and be excited about marriage, that's crazy. That's just completely crazy. Not to say that he don't have ambition to do it, but the fact that for him to be as excited as you, that's a bit naive.
Well, I want to say this without getting clowned by the all-star cast I have. I had a woman ask me to marry her. She didn't get down on her knee or none of that. She was just like, one day we should get married. And I said no, not because I didn't like the person, because being married falls all on the man. It's good for her to say, oh, I'm getting married, but now I'm about to take on your debt, your credit. I'm about to house your ass. So all that falls on the man. And when I can't do it, then I'm a sorry man. So that's why a lot of times men a real man wants to prepare. So like the Bible say, Mario will give you the scripture. A man goes to prepare a home and all of that. Yeah. A man has to take on everything for a woman. And that's something some of us are still learning, but the responsibility that falls on a man in a relationship is on him first before anything. So that's what I have to say about that. Zay, you got something?
I was going to tell you too, he has to realize that. And that kind of hinges on what Chris was saying about what women are taught as young women and what men are taught. We ain't taught that. Let's keep it buck. The hood taught us to get all the hoes and bitches we can get. You feel me? And don't be looking for that marriage stuff. That's something that we had to learn through maturity once we got older. So that's a problem. But the thing that I was going to actually hit on with the young lady that made that comment is Mario knows the scripture. But the Bible say the man that finds a wife find a good thing, not the woman that go find them. So stop trying to push the issue or the envelope before that man is ready. You put yourself in a world of trouble. And you don't understand why, you got the marriage that you were looking for, but why he's not the man that you want him to be. Let that man blossom like a flower once he gets there. Then he'll cross that bridge with you. So you can be ready, baby, and as you should be, but, also be ready and be listening to that man, because if he's not showing you that, just like with the man that's trying to propose and ask, is it over? Once that proposal is rejected, I'm in the same boat. I believe.
Well, OG once told me, you let her plan for the wedding and you plan for the marriage. That's just two different things. Let her plan the wedding. You plan the marriage. That's what your focus is. Simple as that.
I 100% agree, because my wedding was all my wife, because I knew that's what and as a husband, I wanted her to have her dream day. That's what I wanted. I wanted her to have the best day she could in her life. But you're right. After that, we bought a house, moved, and all that other stuff. That's what I was looking forward to. Mm-hmm. To that part. Okay, my son gonna go to this school in this district. Okay, we're gonna transfer this. We finna buy some property. That's what I was looking for. But as a husband, it was the best day of my life to see her walk down the aisle. But that's what she dreamed since a little girl. I had to come on to that. I had to understand what that meant to me and everything. Just like the Bible says, you're right. The Bible do say a man who finds a wife finds a good thing. And you as a helpmate. So your job as a woman is to get into the position to be a good help. So when I find you, you can help me and not hinder me. And that's
help build him up, ladies. That's what he's saying. Help build him up. And that don't mean you building up no sorry Negro. Make sure that you putting the foundation in the right Negro.
Right. And I believe that comes from having y'all both being in the line with God. And both of y'all ears are to God, and he's speaking to both of y'all. And I believe that he gonna put the purpose in the man's heart. He gonna find the woman. Y'all gonna get on the same path, and then y'all will be on a purpose-driven path as two together. That's how I believe marriage goes the long distance. But once you take one of those elements out, God, patience, faith, and understanding, then now we just going into a whole debauchery. And that's when you get messed up, I think.
Well, all righty. Well, I have a lot to say about that, but I'm not going to.
No, I think you should give it.
Come on in, chime in. What you mean?
Yeah, I might be a little biased on the thing. You know what I mean? But I do
Your
agree
opinions,
with-
my brother. We
Well,
like to hear.
No, I'm moving on. All right. So, so the fourth topic for tonight, right? And I'm gonna love this because we're gonna start off with Chris on this one. And I don't want to believe that I've been foolish all these years. Can men and women just be friends? That means be friends without ever having a sexual relationship or sexual episode where they just happen to have one of those one-time things.
Hell
Please,
no.
Chris.
Hell no. I personally don't think so. I believe that if maybe it depends. Like that means she's put you in the friend zone. And I say reject the friend zone all the way. A man should never ever go in the friend zone. That's why I preach trying to smash, all of that. It sets the tone that you don't want to go into the friend zone. And if you do accept the friend zone, then basically put it like this: the friend zone is her basically saying you're not good enough for me. Whatever you got going on is not good enough, so I'm gonna leave you in this friend zone. And if you accept the friend zone, that means you just proved her right. I am completely against the friend zone. Now, as a man, think about it like this: would you let a 5 or a 6 friend zone you? Because obviously you're telling her that you're not good enough for me. So there's no possible way I'm gonna let a 5 or a 6 friend zone me. Not even a 7. Like you're not gonna do that. So no, I don't personally believe that you can be friends. Now I feel like this: if she good looking, because I'm pretty sure you don't want to just be hanging around with ugly friends. If you guys are friendly, you guys have great conversation and great rapport together, and then you guys can stand to be around each other a lot. So why wouldn't you want to be smashing that? Why wouldn't you be trying to take that to another level? Like it don't make no sense to me. So no, I'm gonna go no.
I'm gonna go to the other bachelor first before we come to church. Go ahead, Zay.
I mean, I believe that you can absolutely be friends. Again, I have 2 girl best friends. I know you can do it. I have girls that I'm friends with that I have no desire to smash. It doesn't matter. I friend zone 5s and 6s all the time. It's okay, Chris, to tell them I'm straight. I actually had a conversation with my best friend about this week. I'm straight on problematic coochie. I'm straight. Because that's what it's going to end up being, my guy. I promise you. If you tread down that trail, that's what you're going to get. I'm sorry.
Look, have you seen me with her? I didn't hit her.
I know you're a smasher, my brother. But if you see me with it, that don't mean that I've smashed.
If you see me with her, I didn't hit her.
You know what? I going back to Xavier, who said he got 2 best friends. I don't know him, but we'll talk about that in post-casting. Second of all, you said I share 5s and 6s all the time. Well, goddamn.
I never told you I share. I never said I share.
Pat Riley.
I said I will friend zone. Let's get the clarification correct. I will friend zone a 5 or 6. I'm not gonna be friend zoned. It's fine. I shoot my pistol and it don't work. It's cool. Just like that proposal. It's over, baby.
It's over.
It's over.
It's a wrap.
We're not playing them games. You understand? and I'm gonna meet you with the same vigor that I met you with. I'm like, hey, how you doing? All that good stuff. I'm not gonna hang around you. I ain't fooling with that.
Great.
Mario,
bring it
on.
All right, so this is how I feel about that. I kind of agree with y'all and disagree at the same time. So this is what I feel. I feel if a woman and a man are friends, it's because the man has to not be attracted to the woman. Period. Now, that's how you actually be friends. Like right now, most of my girls who are friends are because I'm not attracted to them. Because
or your homie hit her.
Right. That's the only way. Because I ain't trying to be funny. Because anything else, I'm going to feel, and maybe it's my ego, maybe I have to work on this, but I'm going to feel like, because I could never hang around a woman that I want. I'm sexually attracted to. I want her. I dig her and everything, and watch her just entangle with men and I just stand by and be the one to talk to. I'm just not built like that. I'm sorry, I'm not. But I can definitely hang around a woman who I'm not attracted to, and we can travel the world together because there's no attraction there. On a man's point of view, that's how I feel. As a man, if I'm not attracted, yes. But if a woman, now I don't. That's why that's the only way it's gonna work to me. Because as a man, you're a hunter. So I just cannot want to eat that. That's just be realistic. But if I do, then every day I'm around her, I'm gonna be looking at her and be like, dang, it should eat you up. And if a man do that and put himself through that kind of pressure or that kind of humiliation, then more power to him. But I'm not built like that. I'm sorry.
It's great.
Oh, a shout out to Tamiri that say we are bullies. So I really don't know why she's not on this show because we're on a bunch of screens. But I want to say something that's going to really break up that whole hypothesis that you guys have presented. And I'm really going to put myself on the altar right now. But it doesn't matter because I'm not dating and I'm celibate at this moment. I'm taking a vow with the Lord.
How much you selling it for? That's a women in my DM. They asked me about it. So I just want to make sure.
Oh, damn, Mr. Church. Hey, listen. Back at the forum on 34th, y'all knew my formula. Those some of the best times we ever had on earth, right? And you forget one X factor. My best friend is a woman. My best friend, I haven't talked to her in months, but she called, I got her. She's still my best friend. The person I'm going to name, y'all know, is my real true bestie. We've never had a hug. No, we never had a kiss. We never smashed. None of that. You know why? Because she's the best point guard this side of the Mississippi. So Christy, shout out to my homegirl Christy, we're not giving the last name, was one of the best friends I have, and she has always been good to me. So I do believe, and she can't be around y'all, and y'all let her know that every time y'all see her. But she comes to my mama's house, she comes to the house, go to sleep. You know, she was at our house more than anything. She stopped by, she was one of the fellas. Is Christy phenomenally attractive? Absolutely. But that was like my sister. So I think it can happen. And I think that, what's the quote about channeling your lust and all that stuff? Hardy would know.
Yeah, it sounds good. But I mean, so you're not attracted to Christy?
I am. That's my friend, though. I've never had that desire.
So I'm gonna be devil's advocate because I had this question brought to me one time because obviously me being Zabo, the latest man, I ran into this altercation where that's just my friend and that wasn't believed. And the catch-22 that a friend gave me was that you can go into it not expecting anything, not wanting anything, but if that woman wants something more than you willing to give, are you still gonna be able to hold up that friendship? Now that's the only thing that I didn't have an answer for because I'm a man and we weak.
You got to answer. No, you got to answer. If she fine and just because you don't try, that don't mean you're gonna say no if she try you. That's
pretty much what was said. She dropped her head in your lap. You gonna tell her no? I couldn't quite say that I'm gonna do that. No. So I'm right. You gotta watch who you're in friends with because if you're attracted, then you better back away. You might.
Let's go to Chris. He's losing it. Chris is losing on the ball.
That shit, what Tudor talking about is the shit on top of y'all two heads. Cap. Completely. Hey, check this out. I see this shit. Okay, my bad. I see this shit, and I did see your centerfold spread too. Okay, so what I'm gonna say is this. I see it in the comments. Women saying, "Oh, Tudor is friend." I see he say Chris is his friend. Let one of them offer him some of that goddamn cooch on a platter. He gonna take that. That shit cap, man.
Take that. Look, Chris, take that is not
puff
a word.
That and puff that and take that.
Chris, we just got 3 new sponsors, and you gonna take that as a word we would like to remove.
Well, gracefully accept that.
Okay,
that don't it don't have the same ring, but we'll say that.
And that's real. That's why I say it has to be the man saying no. Because at any point in time, it takes a hell of a man to have an attractive woman and be single, and she want to give it to you. And if you friends, that mean y'all already vibe. That mean y'all already flow good. So you telling me, and you attracted to her, and you gonna say, nah, you know, I don't want to cross them lines, man. I'm probably thick, blurred line, me.
Man, man, please, I don't want to hear that shit.
I can't do it.
You ain't going for it.
No, he'll solid that nothing. Leave it.
Please give it to. I'm loading your clip, Chris.
I just leave it.
My brother.
Lord, there he go, saddle that thing up and ride.
All right, listen.
She just ain't gave him the green light. That's all it is. She just ain't gave him the green light. That's all it is.
Zay is a witness. 34th, it was just a vibe. And to be honest, I met so many amazing people through my friendship. Yeah. So that's like having a plug. That's like having the plug and then robbing the plug and killing them. Now you ain't got no more plug.
I had same such gifts in my life when you get a good point guard. But then if you know it might mess up your team, I have to give it to one of my point guards that's sitting right here. Because it's one thing for sure, and it's just me, and I'm out the game. You know, I'm retired, my cleats hanging in the back. But I'm just telling you how I used to roll. I'm telling you right now, I just don't even feel right. Me hanging around her and she just attractive. I'm at least got to try to give it to my dogs. One of them have to be in the mix some kind of way. Then we can proceed with the next step. But it can't be just, you just told all my homeboys no, and I'm not in, and we just hanging together every day. Oh no, that's a crazy place to live in.
I had to slate one of y'all friends. That's another topic though. Never mind.
As you should have.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, Usher, in your confession. Boy, you two Negroes on the bottom, boy. See, boy,
you got to facilitate the players like LeBron, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody is okay.
Word.
Puff Daddy and LeBron on the bottom. I got you. Hey, listen, we move ahead of schedule, right? We're gonna do a second show right after this, and it's gonna be diverse. We're actually gonna have women on the second show, and that's gonna be interesting in itself. We're gonna break our rules for one show, where it's gonna be.
I thought this was the no man woman hater club.
Al Bundy's rolling in his grave.
Man, what came about?
The second show is gonna be called "Entanglement My Ass." So we need to discuss the trending story about Will, Jada, and August, and how Jada pried on that 20-year-old frozen pork chop for her own delectable desires and called it healing. But that's a whole nother subject. Hey, we're ahead of schedule, so I'm gonna slick in one comment from one topic from next week, and I want to really deal with this because we're gonna bring it back twice. Because, like you said, with this trend, I see so many young ladies that spend every little dollar they got and really don't have no money trying to look they flyers to attract the man that's gonna take care of them, right? And then you have chicks that really think just because I'm fine, these dudes are supposed to take care of me. And this new era generation are doing just that. I see girls put up, say, hey, somebody send me X amount of money for my cash out. Like you got dudes really selling $500,000 to girls, and it's like, for what? That's JT Money will really shoot one of them. But again, even in a relationship, where does the financial responsibilities begin and end with women in a relationship? And I want to start off by saying, if I'm with someone and she stays in my home, we're in the same roof, she's in my dwelling, I'm going to pay the rent. And if I got the extra money, I'm taking care of everything if I allow it. If not, some people go half and half. But that's if she is under my roof. We're in a relationship together under my roof. If she stays in her apartment and I stay in my place, where does that end? Because a lot of people feel like somebody should be paying their bills, and a lot of people are. But them same people will be like, I'm this independent chick. So it's really getting tangled, which is the word I didn't want to use. But we got 10 minutes. Let's go to that real quick. Who want to take that first? You want to take it, Chris or Zay?
I'm going to run with that, too. I'm going to start by saying the only place that reward comes before work is in the dictionary. So I'm with you. If you're, everybody has their setup of how it goes, 9 + 1 = 10. So there's 8 + 2 and 7 + 3 and so on and so forth. So however you set up your house is however y'all do. Me personally, I believe that if a woman is inside of my home, or we're a partnership, life partners, married, whatever y'all want to call it, she's gonna take on some form of responsibility. It may not be a set bill, it may be a percentage, but you're going to pay into this investment, which is our relationship, because that's what's going to. People don't take care of what they don't have vested interest in, and you're going to invest in this just as much as I am. Whether it's going to be emotionally, it's going to be financially too. I got you, but you're going to do something. I don't believe in that. Stay home and the man do everything, because that leaves too much idle time for your hands, and then other stuff start happening. That's gonna be totally my fault, which is entanglement my ass. That's how that happened. Yeah, you left too much playroom in that, and that's what happens when that happens for me. So that's all I got to say about that. And I don't know everything. That's my catch-all. I don't know everything, but that I do know for me. Chris?
Well, I personally don't think I have an unpopular opinion on this. I personally don't believe that men should pay for bills at all. What I think is this: I think that you should look at everything as business. I think you should look at relationships and marriage as business. In business, there's assets and liabilities. Assets, the simplest definition for assets and liabilities is assets put money in your pocket, liabilities take money out. I believe that your bills should be paid from assets, not from your hard work. Your bills should be paid from assets. So if you're living in a place, there should be probably some investment properties or a business that pays for that place. So it ain't you physically going to work, saving up your money and paying for it. I believe that the number one thing, the number one decision that a man can make is the woman that he decides to spend his time, invest his assets, economics into. So you have to choose women that are assets. I'm not saying she goes to work and hand you her check. What I'm saying is, let's say you got a business. Women are normally better at clerical work. She can by coming in doing your books, she increases your revenue. That's a lot of women that we know. A lot of women are entrepreneurs. She can now teach you how to be an entrepreneur, which brings you money. She can. There's a number of things that she can do. But what I'm saying is, you pick women. You look at it as a business. Pick women that are assets and not liabilities. Assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take money out. Assets pays for liabilities.
Mario.
Well, me and my wife right now, this is how we run it. We got our joint bank accounts and we got other bank accounts. And right now, majority of the stuff I do pay for, but then she got her stuff she pay for too. You know what I'm saying? And I know how much my stuff costs. She know how much hers costs, but we not lacking in anything. And we invest, like Chris said, which is a big part. And I think people really need to go on that is we investing now so that coming up in the future, that's what we headed to. That's exactly what we headed to the point where when those investment properties start paying us back, then it don't matter who's paying the rent because whoever stay in apartment A and apartment B is paying our mortgage. Whoever who stay in C, you know what I'm saying? That's the goal. We got to stop thinking so small as who pay the rent, who pay the cable, and start thinking about who gonna do it for us. Because me and her as a team. So if she pay more, if I pay more, it don't matter. It's coming out the same pot. We all together here. So we trying to focus our point together on how can we make other people pay for us. And I think in my house, we focus more on that, on how can we make other people pay our stuff, like our businesses. We got different accounts. We got a lot of stuff going on. But it's because of that, though, because it's not, she don't come home and say, well, you better pay this and I better pay this. Right now, when you got two bosses standing under one roof, y'all boss up. And I think that's the whole thing about it right now. A lot of people like, yeah, he a boss nigga when he do this and this and this. But what you is? Because my wife don't want me to do 100% of everything and she sit back. She like, shit, if you do all that, then if you pay all of this, then I'm going to go buy another house and pay all of that. So then now we got $2. You see what I'm saying?
There you go.
Sitting back, just doing everything like that. But anybody who think like that can't never ride this train anyway. So that's just how I feel.
Chris, I want to kind of hint on something you were talking about, Chris. You talked about making the assets pay for, or something about that. The what do you say, investments?
The assets pay for liabilities.
Okay, cool. So I didn't want to misquote you on that. I know it's going to be probably a lot of guys that's looking in and trying to figure out how you get to that step. You still got to crawl, my brother. You still got to work. You still got to hustle or whatever it is that your business is until you get to that platform. But ultimately, that is the goal. Like my brother upstairs is talking to you about Mario, where you and your team, as I was saying to you, you guys are together. You know what I mean? So you shouldn't be looking to leech off of one person. I hate to use that word, but that's the only thing that comes to mind when you're looking for someone to take care of your grown ass. I'm sorry. You feel me? Whether you be a female or whether you be a male, that's not fair to that other side. And if collectively y'all want to have some, y'all got to talk about these type of movements that's going to put you in a position to where you don't even have to worry about who's paying it. Just pay it out of that account. You know we got it. And that's when you, like my boy just said, you really boss up.
Yeah, because I'm gonna use one quote from Chris. Like most of the people I know who married and doing very good, they really don't focus on who paying what.
That's right.
They focus on how much they saving and what they putting that savings to. So I'm gonna just tell people that most of the people I hear saying the man do this and the woman should do this, most of them people single.
Church.
Most people with that lyric, you know what I'm saying, with that rhetoric, I just noticed most of them be single because most married people have a plan and they execute it. So I just throw that out there.
Well, that is interesting because I do think that that's unfair, and I think it's become a trend. You know, I really don't understand the concept because before we go, I had an old man that I used to work with, right? This man worked 2 jobs to put his wife through school. I think she went back to become an attorney at an older age. When she became an attorney, she changed on him and started complaining because she wanted him to get a better job. But the man had been on the job 20 years. So he's like, I'm going to work towards retirement. She ended up leaving him. They got divorced. And that man was one of the most miserable people I ever met after that. And deservingly so. Like the man was broken because he put everything he had into being a good man and pumping his wife up, you know, to the next level. And that same person kind of screwed him over. I'm not saying that's all women. I'm just saying that's why, you know, got to be careful out here. All right, we got 3 minutes left in the show before we go to show 2, where we talk about entanglement, and it's Will and Jada. I'm going to start off with Chris, and let's go around the board with closing comments before episode 2.
Okay. I get a lot of flack about me encouraging men to actively pursue smashing. I get a lot of flack for that. But what I would say is this. I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and I asked him a question. I was like, hey, because we were talking about it. I asked him a question. I was like, hey, what are some of the greatest accomplishments and things you're most proud of in your life? He said to me, my kids. And I was like, that's great. I think that I'm pretty proud of my kids, so I can relate to that. Let's talk about them kids. How did you get them? Smashing. Actively pursuing smashing is a direct result of those kids. We went on in the conversation, and I asked him what else. He said his wife. I said that's good. That's good because I don't normally hear men say their wives are one of the greatest things that they ever accomplished in their life. I said that's really cool. I was like, when you left the house that day, did you go out saying I'm going to find me a wife today, or did you go out there saying I want to find something to smash today? Your actively pursuit of smashing resulted into a wife. Look at God. Won't he do it? Now I know men that likes cars, nice cars, that likes nice houses and money and stuff like that. Now they do those things they don't do those things to attract men. They do those things to attract more women because they know if they attract more women, it increases their chances to smash more women. So I think that we should never lose the active pursuit of smashing. Smash strong, my brothers. Smash on.
All right.
Been a minute. Never mind.
All right. Who I'm missing? Because we got really a minute left. Who I got?
Go ahead.
Closing comments. I'm gonna say follow the Black Super Friends Facebook page. It's new guys. Leave comments. Definitely inbox us topics. We want to try to be more diverse, be able to fill these questions. A lot of blowback that we've been getting. I'm gonna speak on it. You guys tend to feel as if our show just gives you a man perspective. Ding, 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 ladies. That's what it's supposed to get. You guys get to talk to women all the time. Take the time while you have 4 different perspectives of 4 men in front of you to listen to what we're saying. We're not trying to be one way or the other. We're just trying to tell you how men think. Secondly, actively ask these questions that you're probably afraid to ask your mate, or you probably can't ask that individual because they're not understanding where you're coming from. And we'll try to do our best to make sure we answer them or give you a viable option that you can go by. But definitely, like I said, keep tuning in. I appreciate you guys listening to us, taking our rhetoric and giving us some of yours back in return. That's all I got for you. Shout out my boy Marvin. He keep the fly. He gonna be
Black
world
on.
renowned real soon. Black on business. I'm gonna give him that. That's my boy, 6th grade on up to present.
I know.
Mario, closing comments before we go to the second show.
I want to say thank you, like Zay said, because y'all took some time out y'all day to listen to 4 brothers sit on here and give us an opinion, give y'all our opinion, and that means a lot to us. We want to say, make sure you go to that page and share as much as you can. Share till your fingers turn red. Share. Make sure you check out our YouTube and don't understand this is not a one-time thing. We're gonna be here until they kick us off the air every Monday at 9 o'clock. And ladies,
until football season.
If it is a football season.
If it is.
And then one thing we're gonna get from this show is accountability. Ladies, we hold each other accountable every day. And right now, if you're gonna see 4 men, if you ever want to watch 4 men hold each other accountable and speak from the heart, then this is the show for y'all. And if not, you can turn into other clowns.
All right. Well, we about to go to the second show. Hey, I want to highlight Puma, which I'm wearing tonight, will be our next potential sponsor. I want to tell everyone to, like Mario said, join in, join and subscribe on the YouTube page before we go to the second episode. I will also say once the show reaches 5,000 viewers, I'll be buying drinks on me at Snook's Bar from 10:45 to 10:47.
Nice. Snooks.
Never say I don't give back. Never say I don't give back.
And I'm buying all the chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A on Sunday. Don't worry about it. Just be there.
Well, listen, we're going off screen now and coming right back. I want everybody to log in. We're actually going to have 1 or 2 female guests. If you ladies are interested in coming on with the panel, leave a comment and you guys can give your input on the entanglement later.
My ass. Don't forget